I found out a few months later that he was in debt to his 2 adult children, $86,000.
Oh gosh.
Ruh-roh.
After the marriage, we got taught. So that didn't go very well with me. And then I found out that he had racked up about $40,000 in credit card bills. Because part of the wedding, we just bought a new home. He makes very good money. And then when I heard about the $40,000, that just blew me away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't tell you about that one?
All right. Pause. Time. Okay. First off, so she's 23. She became debt-free. She marries this guy. He has a car payment, pays off his car, $700 a month. Let's see. Said he was helping his kids through college. She sounded, family, was it just me? But did she sound slightly pissed when she said, and the kids are 37 and 36 or whatever their ages were, okay? I was trying to get this all, somewhere, and they're all in their 30s, okay? They're full adult children, all right? Did she sound a little pissed off when she said that? Did she sound just a little bit PO'd? They're 36. It was the tone of which she said that, yes? So I knew right there she wasn't happy. Now, here's the thing. And then they bought a house. She apparently didn't know, from what we can tell, that he had an $85,000, I guess, co-signed or a Parent Plus loan, something along that lines. She didn't use the word Parent Plus, but apparently he's on the hook, I guess, okay? So I'm going to say it's a Parent Plus. It's either a Parent Plus or a co-sign, all right? Loan with his children. He probably should have told her that. That's the first thing. Yeah, I would have to say, yeah, he should have said something about that. And then he's on the hook for another $40,000. So looking around $100,000, give or take, more of give, all right? Or is it more of take? So basically, he's $100,000 more in debt than what she planned on. Now, I can tell you just the way she started right out. Okay. And family, we've heard this before. We've heard some of these women call in. All right. Sometimes they sound a little uppity. Some of these women sound a little uppity. All right. So we're going to get the whole story before we make any judgments. She sounds pissed off. So let's see if we can find out more about this.
When y'all were going through
Nope.
the 86,000?
No.
What a coward.
And he did, and he didn't tell me that he, was racking up these credit cards. We went on a honeymoon. He lost.
Okay, stop. Okay, so the credit card debt, $40,000. So credit card debt. We went on a honeymoon. Did she benefit from that honeymoon? Did she enjoy the lavish treatment on the honeymoon? That luxury spa, that first class airline seat. I don't know what it was. Okay, but I'm not ready to dump the whole honeymoon thing on his fault. If she also benefited from it and she knew that debt was being run up for it. Now, it is possible that she knew that debt was being run up for the honeymoon and she thought that was the only debt that was being run up for the honeymoon. That is possible. All right. So basically, this guy's $100,000 more in debt than she would have possibly married him over.
Lost his job 2 weeks before our wedding. That was fine. He did put $200,000. He lost his job 2 weeks before our wedding.
People, I think the tea is starting to boil. I do believe I see hot water. Yes, I think we see hot water. Oh, what a tangled web we weave when we don't come clean on things like I have $85,000 in student loans with my kids. Part of me wonders, however, though, if she had known he had the $85,000 student loan with the kids, okay? There are women like me, all right? I would just want to know. It would not necessarily change whether I'd want to marry you or not. I would just want to know about it. I think with this lady, it would have, Emily in Cincinnati, Ohio, with this lady, I believe it would have actually changed it. So he's lost his job. Wow.
That was fine. He did put $200,000 down on a house that we did purchase. In that time, we've had to move. We just sold the house, but I had paid cash. I had sold my house prior to us buying this other house.
So how can we help you? There's a lot going on here.
I know.
Give me some direction here. How can we help?
Okay. I want to know is, right now, the credit card bills he paid off by turning in his stocks. So now that is a zero balance.
How do you know?
So, you know what? I don't know.
You don't know. You have a man that you share a home.
This is where Parlor's suggestion, one of my viewers, the one I did a video with, well, I didn't do a video with him, but I did about a suggestion. This is where pulling credit reports can be really important. Did these bills get paid off?
With it, you can't trust as far as you can see.
Now, John, before we get, and you know, I admire John too. But before we all jump on the John bandwagon of we must believe the woman and everything else, all right, before we jump to that, let's get a little more to this story. Because part of her, well, she sounds pissed off, there's also that sense of holier than thou. And it's always that holier than thou part I have to reserve before I can really determine whether or not the guy she's married to is the mean, horrible man that she says he is.
Mm-hmm.
And he's full of crap, his eyes are brown, and he is just running through life, dragging you behind him.
Right. Well, he makes, so he did the budget, and after we went over the budget, we had about $900 left to live on, and that's without paying our credit card bills. He makes $170,000 a year.
How do you know that?
Through his paychecks. I did look into that. I said, I need your pay stubs. I want to see what's coming in.
I want you to pull credit report.
Hold on. Credit report.
Reports on everybody in the house tonight.
Yay me. Yay me. Didn't I just say that, family? Credit report. Credit report. You know, I know people will sit there and they'll sit there and they go, oh, you know, it's just so, you know, you don't trust each other. No. Sometimes it is. Okay, let's be blunt. Sometimes because you don't trust that person. Sometimes you just don't trust them. Okay? You just flat don't trust them. But when you do trust each other and it's a loving relationship, it's because you want the best for each other and we're going to help each other improve our credit report. I think she's beyond trusting him at this point. I think she's long gone there. He should have told her about the $85,000 student loan. He should have told her. The honeymoon thing, I'm going to reserve on that because I'm sure she benefited from the honeymoon. Okay. I'm not ready to jump and say all the debt on the honeymoon was on him. So I am going to reserve.
Well, we did because we just purchased a house and his are in the 800s. So now that...
Okay. His credit report is in the 800s. But family, remember, we've talked before. You can have a really high credit report. You can have a really high credit score, but be heavily in debt. You can be up to here in debt, but still hold a really good credit score.
So the thing is, his daughter who is 36, I guess we owe about $36,000 in debt to her bills. They are in her name. He's a co-signer. His son.
And what was he using that $36,000 for, Emily, when he borrowed from that one daughter? Like, what was that for? Just lifestyle?
Nope. It was for her student loans. They're for her student loans.
Okay.
And then his son, I found out we owe $55,000 on $55,000
student loans, and he's 33, and both were communicated to the adult children that he would pay for them.
Evidently.
Okay.
Yes.
And
well, now it depends. Hey, family, I got smart. I finally got a notepad. Okay. Finally. It took me 5 months because sometimes I got to be writing stuff down like they do too. Because sometimes I forget this stuff. Okay. All right. Now, if he co-signed the loan, and these aren't parent plus loans, the children can also pay on the loans as well because he's a co-signer. But if sometimes children being what they are, if he said to them, hey, I'm going to cover all your debt, I guarantee you those kids aren't going to pay a dime. And I have said to you before, family, I just don't think parents should take on student loans and expect kids to pay it back. Kids are trying to start their career, build their lives. And if parents don't have the assets or whatnot to pay that loan back in cash and pay it off quickly, even if it's through the selling of stocks, assets, whatever, okay, you have to get out of it. Could you get out of it? Then I just don't think parents should sign. I just don't think they should. They shouldn't put their future financial health in jeopardy. Where'd my mouse go? There's my mouse.
He says that's true too. The adult children say that, and he said that.
Well, I'm not talking to the adult kids right now because I'm furious.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. She says she's not talking to the adult kids, and I told you she sounded PO'd. I think her word furious is probably more accurate. I'm not surprised she's not talking to the adult kids. And why does something instinctively tell me that she's never gotten along with the adult kids? I could be wrong. Okay. And the reason I think that is really this is debt that she and her husband need to deal with, not debt that involves the kids. If he told the kids, I'm going to pay the bill. I'm sure part of her furiousness, that's her words, is that the kids are in their 30s. These are full-grown kids at this point, all right? We say kids, but we all know what we mean, okay? The adult kids, all right? But if if her husband said to the children, I'm going to co-sign and pay the bill, well, that's what he told the kids. Emily, the caller, has no reason to be upset with the kids, so to speak. But something tells me she's probably never had a really great relationship with the kids. So just a little bit of that instinct.
Yeah.
And the girl, she's a nanny and claiming that she doesn't make enough money to pay anything.
Emily.
Hold on. It doesn't matter. If the father said he was going to pay the bill, guess what? The kids are going to have him do it. She can't marry him and then later change the payment plan or schedule or whatever. The issue is with her husband, from what I can see. It's not with the kids. I could be wrong. I leave him to backtrack.
Your rage is misguided, and it's not helping.
No, I know.
It's not helping.
Yeah.
I was right. It's not the kids. Snaps for me. Snaps. Yay, me. Yay, me. John just said it better. It's misguided. Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not addressing the core issue, which is you married a man and right out of the gate he lied to you to the tune of over $100,000.
Correct.
On multiple occasions. That's where this conversation has to begin.
Right.
I think we should pray.
And I don't want to.
We'll get to the money part. You know how you pay off money? He's going to have to make a whole bunch more. And you're going to have to sell a bunch of stuff and cut your lifestyle. But
oh, John, you should have told her that. She is not looking to cut lifestyle. Oh, no. No, she's not looking to. Nope. Got a fan on this one. She is not looking to cut her lifestyle. She is livid. She's furious. She's every emotional superlative you can think of, especially when it comes to cutting her lifestyle. Now, here's the thing. It's still easy to jump and say it's the dad's fault or it's her husband's fault. Now, the most I can blame him for at this time is that he didn't talk about the $85,000 debt. That's the most I feel comfortable blaming him for. I don't feel comfortable with the rest of it for reasons already stated and said. Okay, because I think she benefited, went on the honeymoon, all that stuff. Okay. If she really, really loves this man, And the income that he makes, it seems to be pretty darn good. When they say it's like 170 or something like that, okay? $85,000 can be worked with. Might have to get over some trust issues. But technically, from what I gather on his income, $85,000 can be dealt with. It's not like she's, and he hid from me 250 grand. 85,000 can be worked with if she sees the relationship as one that she would like to have. That's not a decision I can make for her or any of us. Some people will say it doesn't matter how big or how little the debt is. It's the fact that it was hidden. But let's get clear on something, family. We are taking her word, as we only can because we're hearing the call, all right? We're taking her word that she knew nothing about this debt. We're not assuming that there was any miscommunication or anything like that. He may have said, because I thought she alluded to that he said he was helping his kids with the student loan debt. All right. And in his mind, men and women thinking the way they do differently, to him, that was telling her. In her mind, she's going, I want to know the exact penny. Who do you owe? How much do you owe to each one? He earns enough. If I heard it correctly, he easily earns in the six figures, high six, almost, I think it was in around 170. I hope that was right. My preamp from exercising is still coming off of me. Don't worry if you don't know what that is. But I'm thinking you could technically work around 85 grand and some marital counseling if you really wanted to do that. But me thinks she don't want to do that. Me thinks she wants out. And she wants us far away from the children while you're at it. But I don't think the children are to blame.
But beneath that, you don't have a man that you trust. Mm-mm. And so you're running around mad at everybody, enraged. How much are you working? What are you doing? All of that is misplaced. All of that is your body trying to cope with the fact that you are connected to somebody that you don't trust. Mm-hmm. Have you sat down and said, hey, you lied to me?
No. Have you sat down, took him by the hand and said, I'm scared. I'm afraid. I can't breathe. Because this might be a good time to do that, Emily.
To me, we have to rebuild this whole relationship over.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely. I told him that. I said, and on top of this, let me tell you one more thing. He is a game collector, board games, and he probably has close to $1 million in board games.
Well, cool. He could pay this crap off then. Bye. Well, that's awesome.
Right. Well, when I asked him,
he has $1 million in board games. Pay off the student loan. I can't disagree with that. Okay. Now she can say he has $1 million, but it's only worth what people are willing to pay for it. Now, I have a storage unit with about 30 comforters in it. No secret if you've watched this channel. I ain't selling those. Of course, they're all paid for in cash. And the storage unit is paid for also. It's my hobby. It'll pretty much be over my dead body before I give them up. It's a 10-year collection of top-notch bed comforters. It's just my little thing. 65, 80% off. But I can keep them because I'm not in debt to anything. And I bought them all over about 10 years in cash. Well, it's not really a 10-year collection. It's about a 5-year collection. It's about 4 or 5-year collection. I'm exaggerating there. So it's about a 4 or 5-year collection. I can afford it because I don't owe debt. But if I owed a whole lot of debt, that would probably be a careless thing to have. So if he owes all this debt, and if he's got all that board collection, yeah, I would say sell it. But here's the problem. Let's get real here. A wife, a pissed off wife, telling her husband, you're going to sell your collection. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work. Because it's just the idea that he probably takes that collection, and to some extent, it's like a security blanket. Okay? And to some extent, it may even define him. It's the thing that he has that he feels like he can control. Because something tells me that Emily is very hard to control. So Emily would do very well to wear the pants in the family. Seriously, she would do very well. Put aside that her husband didn't say about the 85 grand, whatever. Okay, put that aside. Emily would be the alpha in the relationship without a doubt. All right. I don't think, however, well, yes, I would agree that, selling part of the collection would be a very good idea. I'm not sure, especially with the relationship in the state that it's in right now. I don't think he'd be willing to do it. And he'll be kind of like, over my dead body, I'm not selling it. Because sometimes we forget that a collection isn't just about the collection, but it's the way the person who collects it, it's part of their identity. It's part of what defines them. So to give up that collection, you are in some essence stripping the person of their identity. I hope that makes sense. I don't think a pissed off wife telling her husband, go sell your collection is going to work. And a part of me can't disagree with that.
So let me ask you this. I said, he doesn't want to get his kids to pay for their schooling or take on.
He doesn't have to have the kids pay for their schooling if he told the kids they didn't have to pay it. If he never said to the kids, you have to pay for it, then guess what, Miss Emily? They don't have to pay for it just because you came into the picture. You cannot come into a picture and rewrite what the arrangement was that the kids had with their father. If I marry a man who has kids and an arrangement has already been made between the person that I marry and the kids that he has, it is not my business to step into it. Now, what is my business is to understand the financial impact that it might have on our relationship. And that's where he went wrong, okay? He did go wrong in not telling her clearly, we have $85,000 worth of debt. All right, so that, like I've said, and I've said it repeatedly, that's where I count him as wrong. But Emily keeps wanting to go and, stab the children, so to speak, not literally, okay? But, she still wants to go and poke at the kids, trying to adjust it. The kids don't have to do it. Now the kids have to be careful, though, because they, too, are on the loan. So let's say dad does not pay off the loan. And young kids trying to establish themselves as adults with a delinquent student loan bill, it's going to hurt the whole family. It's going to screw everyone over.
And responsibility for it, or he's still paying for his son's $89 phone bill, even to this day. And I said, how about if I get divorced and I get the best lawyer and I take half of your retirement, which he has about $800,000 in, and half of your games?
Well, Emily,
stop. I've never said this. This is not a channel made for children. What an effing. Any respect, any hope that I had that this woman might be in the right, might just be, we might have to side with her a little bit. That did it. That did it. That did it. She's evil. She's a witch. I don't like her. I don't respect women who threaten divorce. I'm going to take half of everything you have. I don't respect women who do that. Not on this channel. And if that POs some subscribers, well, it is what it is. I don't change my mind. I said earlier that she sounded like she was already out the door. She's throwing her fists at everybody. And perhaps what she needs to do at this point is look at herself in the mirror. A woman who uses the kids as a tool in a divorce, a woman who threatens the man with, I'm going to take half of everything, a woman who simply threatens divorce. And part of the reason I have such an issue with that is even in my own relationship, I was threatened with, well, maybe I should just divorce you. Right? Well, that's what happened in my relationship too. Okay. And there is something that I believe strongly in. Once someone threatens you with a divorce, that's it. Divorce. I learned you don't have to threaten me more than once. Once you threaten me with divorce, you've already thought about it. It's already there. Because before those words come out of your mouth, the thought's already been in your brain. I've always have said the next time someone ever threatened me with divorce, you will never have to threaten me twice. As a matter of fact, you don't even have to come home that night. I'm done. There will be no, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. Nah. Been there, done that. She's a bitch. Yeah, she is. So, Emily, you suck, and I hope you see this video.
But now you're getting in the mud with a pig.
I know.
No, John. No, John. At this point, I you know what? Okay, John, much as I respect you, as much as I respect this show, like I said, he was wrong. From what we know, okay, he should have told her about the debt as far as the dollar amount. The problem is she wants to control everything. Maybe that's why he didn't tell her. Now, that does not excuse it. Does not justify it. I'm moving my footrest at the bottom here, so if you're wondering why I'm swinging my chair for a second. Hold on, everybody. I have bad news. Everybody hold on. Okay. So, John says you're getting into the mudsling with the pig. But John forgets she's the piglet. She's got just as sneaky of a tail curled up behind her. A woman who threatens to take everything a man has because she feels she has no other form of control. That is a weak woman. Even though my ex didn't want to be with me, I didn't have to destroy a single thing. Not in my character. Go. That's what you want. Go. I don't have to create a little curly tail. I don't have to do any of those things. A woman who sits there and threatens divorce, threatens to destroy a man financially, that's the man that needs to dump that woman yesterday. No woman who feels that she has something to offer has to stoop to that. As far as I'm concerned, she stooped lower than he did, not telling her about the debt. And now I kind of even wonder if maybe he did tell her about the debt, but she wasn't listening. She wasn't listening. Because sometimes men and women communicate differently. I lost all respect for this woman the minute she said down the call. And look, and family, I've heard over 200 calls at this point. Nothing will PO me more than a woman who threatens a man and says, I'm going to take you for everything you have. I'm going to divorce you and I'm going to take the kids. I'm going to divorce you and I'm going to take your retirement. I'm going to divorce you and I'm going to take the house. Let me tell you something. There's a reason men wait till the kids are 18 before they divorce. Because if a man waits till the kids are 18, guess what? That takes almost every playing card a woman has. Yeah, it does. Because you see, I've always believed that smart men, they wait till the kids are 18 to divorce. Because once the kids are 18, child custody is gone. The most you might have to deal with is some schooling. Okay, that's, you got to deal with some college education agreement, whatever the payment is there. If you have a special needs child, that has to be arranged too. That's all understandable. But that manipulative thing that some women do, and if you're that type of woman, you're probably not going to want to be a member of this channel anyways, and certainly probably not going to want to subscribe to this channel, which is fine, okay? Because I'm not on this channel for the money, clearly, all right? But there's a reason that smart men wait until the kids are nearly 18 or close to 18 before they divorce. Because when you get a woman like this is the type of woman that will tell a guy, I'm going to rip you to shreds and I'm going to use family court to do it. This is that type of woman. So I hope Emily sees this. Sure hope she does. If anybody knows who Emily is in Cincinnati, please give her this video.
Oh,
Don't
my God,
do that.
I know.
So be a person of dignity and respect. Stay above it.
Nah. She sunk below it, John, the minute those words came out of her mouth. You can't say words like that and then swim your way back up to the top and say you didn't say it. She sunk herself the minute those words came out of her mouth. And imagine she sounds like this on a phone call. Imagine how she sounds in person. And people can say, but he should have told her about the debt. Put that aside. Put that aside for a minute. You still don't say those words to somebody. You still don't say those words. If you are a woman of character, you don't say those type of words. There's a reason men wait till kids are 18 before they pack up. This woman is why. And I back up any man who does that. I don't have a problem with that. Family courts are so tilted anyways, and I don't want to get all into that. But yeah, this is the type of woman who would do that. They're both somewhat scheming, manipulative, conniving people to some extent, just in different ways.
If you have decided, you know what, I can't be married to a man-child like this,
but until
then make your choice. But right now, you're just jumping in, you're cannonballing into the mud with them.
Yeah, and I would keep saying yes. And if you want to fight for the
wait. Did she say she wants to stay? Let me back that up. Hold on.
Child like this,
but until
then make your choice. But right now, you're just jumping in, you're cannonballing into the mud with them.
Yeah, and I would keep saying yes. And
she says she wants to stay married to him. Emily's husband in Cincinnati, Ohio. Dump her. This is not the type of woman you want to be married to. No. Men. This is not the type of woman. Once a woman threatens you, that's it. Game's over. You don't want to be married to this type of woman. It's like once a guy tells me, I don't want to be with you anymore, we're done. I mean, that's it. I've never gone back to anybody that ever broke up anyways, so it's never happened. But once a guy says, you're not for me, done. Over. You will never, ever have to tell me twice. She wants to stay with him. I think she wants to stay with him for selfish reasons. How could a man want to stay with a woman who has threatened to take everything from him? How could a man even continue to be romantically interested in that? I don't see how a man could. I mean, kudos to you if you can. You're doing a better job at than I could. That would be like a guy coming into my life and saying, I'm going to destroy everything you have. I'm going to take everything. That would pretty much kill the romance. It goes both ways. She wants to stay with him because even though he has this debt, she still sees him as quite a financial pocketbook. In her mind, if those greedy children could just pay off the student loan, all right, and clear up the credit cards, she'd be sitting happy. So my question becomes, does a woman like this deserve a man like that when all the debt's cleared up? Men, I would really like to know if any of you guys are watching this. Would you stay with a woman who threatened to take half of your stuff? Yeah, okay. Let's all acknowledge that, maybe, not maybe, you should have told her about the $85,000 debt. Okay, we're all acknowledging that. Okay, everybody's acknowledged that. But once a woman has threatened you and said, oh, well, perhaps I'm just going to take this and I'm going to take that because she's trying to flex. All right. And they only married a year ago. So guess what, lady? You don't have that much to write on. They've only been married a year. Okay. So whatever you're going to take, you ain't going to get that much of it. All right. And you don't have minor children between you. So you definitely aren't going to win there. Because it's just her mouth blabbing and her brain's not engaged in thinking. But I really would like to know, maybe a comment or two from anybody. Write a little, write a lot. Don't care. Would you stay with a woman who did that? Who threatened you like that?
And if you want to fight for the marriage, at this point, though, financially, I would stay away. I would have a separate.
No. if she fights for the marriage, she's fighting at this point strictly for her own personal gain. She's not fighting for the marriage. This isn't how you fight for a marriage. To threaten someone. It's like somebody wants to stay with me and yet they're going to tell me how much they're going to destroy me. That's fighting to stay with me? I would hardly think so. Telling someone how you're going to destroy them, that's how you're fighting your relationship?
I think that's a very healthy boundary to have at this point. And you guys need to go to marriage therapy, and all of this has to be resolved because, to John's point, the trust is completely broken, not just from the money side, but in other aspects as well. And so until that...
All right, we got it.